Avoid 9 mistakes while answering interview questions. Let's see them one by one. No matter how far you have gone in your career, knowing how to answer questions effectively is crucial. If you're looking to master the art of the Q&A, make sure you are avoiding these mistakes. Number 1, speaking before thinking. The most common problem is rushing to answers before your brain has checked in. It's tempting to want to fill the silence with something, anything, but if you speak before collecting your thoughts, you'll need to use more filler. Words like yay, well, or let me think, or aha, these phrases can make you sound nervous and undercut whatever you say next. Omit them. In fact, silence shows your audience that you take the question seriously, and now it deserves serious reflection. Your answer will be better if you pause to think. You'll look and sound more confident. Number 2, evaluating the questions. How many times do we hear speakers say, "That's a good question"? This is often a stalling tactic, an effort to buy time while thinking. Occasionally, it might be a sincere response to any specially thoughtful question. The problem is that if you say, "That's a good question," you are elevating yourself above the questionnaire. If you are an executive, you will sound condescending toward the employee who's asked the question. If you're a job seeker, you'll sound arrogant or maybe fawning in praising the hiring manager. Your job is to answer the question, not evaluate it. Instead of commenting on the quality of the question, pause, think, and then respond. Number 3, responding with a question. It's tempting to ask the questionnaire a question if that individual has not been clear or you want further insights into what's behind the question. But if the questioner has not been entirely clear, it's unlikely they will be any better at bringing forward their thinking if you give them another crack at it. And in probing into their motive for asking certain question. So answer without further probing. Simply say, "As I understand it, you are asking me," then answer it. This approach will position you as confident and collected. Number 4, speculating or guessing. When someone asks you for an answer, don't frame your answer as a guess or speculation. Using words like "my best guess is" or "I'm thinking that it would be in the range of." For example, suppose you are in a job interview and the recruiter asks, "What are your salary expectations?" and you haven't thought it through. Don't blurt out an unprepared answer. Don't say, "Well, my best guess would be a significant bump up from my current salary, let's say $65,000. Instead, say, "I'd like time to consider the answer to this question. Now that you have given me greater insight into the job, I'll get back to you with a figure." Always say you'll get back with an answer and make sure you follow through. Number 5, repeating a negative, even to deny it. Sometimes speakers will frame a question that negatives about you or your company. For example, your boss might say, "Why didn't I get your sales figures for last month?" Never respond, "You didn't get my sales figures for last month because whatever reason." Repeating a negative gives it power. Instead, simply say, "I thought we were submitting on a bi-monthly basis." Or if an interviewer says, "Can you explain the gaps in your resume?" Don't reply, "I can explain the gaps in my resume." Simply say, "It would be pleasure to explain." Reframe the conversation by rising above the questionnaire. 6, contradicting the questionnaire itself. Still, another challenge comes when fielding a question that has an error in it. While you can't let the mistake go uncorrected, particularly if it makes you look bad, don't go head to head with the questionnaire. For example, suppose your boss asks, "Why did no one in your department contact Techno about their product concerns?" Don't say, "You are misinformed." Rather, respond that Abdul had an excellent discussion with them and I'll forward you his report on how the problem was resolved. Politely say, set your audience straight about the facts. Number 7, answering outrageous questions. Occasionally, you will be asked out of the line questions that might throw you off. In particular, in a business situation, you don't feel you have to respond to questions that touch upon your personal life. For example, if you are in a job interview and the hiring manager asks, "Do you plan on having a family?" you can pass on that one. It's illegal. Instead, you can simply say that remains to be seen. I'd rather stick to a question, what is lying presently. Don't feel obliged to answer questions about your age, country of origin, disabilities, sexual orientation, marital status, family, race, color, ethnicity, or religion. These are off limits. Number 8, interrupting a questionnaire. Sometimes it may feel like your questionnaire is giving a speech rather than asking a question. The speaker may get carried away and go on too long. The worst thing you can do is interrupt. Instead, listen patiently. Nobody wants to feel you are tired of listening to them. The best CFOs, for example, listen patiently to the analysts grilling them. That listening allows them to learn about concerns in the market and answer more thoughtfully. Another kind of interruption to avoid is injecting yourself into the conversation when the interviewer has merely paused to think. If you break in with an answer before she is done or he is done, you will look and sound anxious. Make sure that person is through speaking before injecting your voice and words. Number 9, losing your cool. Answering questions can make you tense, especially in high stakes situations where you and your company is being evaluated and the questionnaire is probing into uncomfortable territory. But the secret to coming across well is in not to squirm. Fold your arms in a defensive pose or hem and haw, and don't say, wow, you got me there. Instead, enjoy the exchange. Have fun, smile, and thank you, interviewer, at the end of the discussion. Hope you've liked the video. Thanks for watching.